Hello dear friends, welcome to Humble Mark Academy. In this video friends, we shall be looking at the correction of the Cameroon Ordinary Level Mathematics, the GCE June 2024. So guys, we shall be looking at the section A of this particular problem today. Then as soon as this video ends guys, we shall upload section B of this same mathematics. So friends, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button looking at you guys, because that is the only way in which I am going to help you to pass your exams with very good grade guys. I can only help you to pass your exams with very good grades once you have subscribed to my channel guys. And please give the video a thumbs up guys. Like the video by pressing the like button and subscribe button beneath this video guys. That goes a long way friends to motivate me to keep creating more great content for you guys. Thank you very much. And now friends, we have a WhatsApp group that is dedicated for ordinary level students. We help them so well get their past questions. We help them with guidance. We tutor them so well. We give them all the coach. We give them all the materials they need to succeed in their exams so well, guys. I'll leave a link to that WhatsApp group in the description of this video for your convenience, guys. For those of you guys that don't know what is meant by the description of a video, simply click on the title of this video. You're going to see the description popping out. You just click to join the WhatsApp group. All right. Let's get started, friends. The first question of this section A, friends, is simply saying that you should evaluate 2 into 1/2 minus 1 into 1/5. All this divided by 3/5. All right. So, friends, let's start with this first part. So, guys, this is the expression we want us to evaluate, friends. Since we have the signs of netting, we are going to do this by BODMAS. Great. As such guys, this is how the BODMAS goes. Okay, we are going to start with B. This B means what guys? It means bracket. O means off, D means division, M means multiplication, A means addition, and S means subtraction. So we have a bracket here, right? So we are going to evaluate what is in the bracket. By so doing guys, we have mixed fractions into the bracket. So we are going to change all of the mixed fractions into improper fractions. By so doing, friends, we are going to take 2 times 2 plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4, right? 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. So at the end result, guys, we are definitely going to have 5/2 minus 6/5. All this is dividing all this is dividing 3/5. But you need to evaluate what we see in this bracket. So the LCM of 2 and 5 is what guys? 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Then guys, 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. So at the end result, we are definitely going to have 25 minus 12/10. All this is dividing 3/5. Great. So for instance, 25 minus 12 guys gives us 13/10. We divide it by 3/5. So friends, each time we are dividing two fractions, we need to convert from division to multiplication. By so doing, we are going to invert 3/5 and make it 5/3. Then this sign changes. So we are going to have 13/10 times now 5/3. We see that 5 can cancel 1, 5 can cancel 10 2 times, right? So we are going to have 13/2 times 1/3. 13 times. At this point, guys, we are going to multiply the corresponding numerators and corresponding denominators. We are going to have 13 times 1, which is 13, and 2 times 3 is 6. So we are going to have 13/6 as our answer. Great. So friends, if there's something you don't understand, please let me know in the comment section down below, guys. I'm going to get back to you and make you understand the video as soon as possible. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys, because that's the only way in which I'm going to help you to pass your exams with very good grades. And most importantly, friends, make sure you comment through the comment section down below, guys. Place a comment in the comment section down below, guys. Let me know what you think about this particular year. Great. So guys, let's look at question 2. Question 2 wants us to simplify 3 into x minus 2y minus 2 into x plus 5y. All right, this is it. Maybe like this. So friends, to simplify this, we'll start by multiplying the bracket. So we are going to have 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2y is negative 6y. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 5y is minus 10y. We are now going to combine all the like terms. We are going to have 3x minus 2x is x. Then we have minus 6y minus 10y is minus 16y. Great. So this is the answer we get. So now, friends, the question 3 is saying that given that f is equal to uv over u minus v, we should express u in terms of f and v. All right. This is the expression that we have. Friends, for those of you guys that are so good in physics, if you look at this so well, you see that this is simply the formula for the Lenz's equation, right? Yeah, for the Lenz's equation in optics or physics. Great, so this is it. So friends, they want us to make u the subject in terms in this particular formula. So by so doing, since we have the two fractions separated by an equal to sign, we are going to cross multiply. By so doing, we are going to have f into u minus v equal to uv. We open out the bracket, we have uf minus vf. We have u on the left hand side, right? We also have u on the right hand side. So we are going to bring the u from the right hand side to the left hand side and carry this vf to the right hand side. Keep in mind that when a quantity crosses an equal to sign, its sign must change. So if we do that, we are going to have uf minus uv equal to vf. We have uf here and we have uv here, so we are going to factor out u. So we are going to have u into f minus v equal to vf. If you divide all through by f minus v, we are going to have our u to be the same like vf over f minus v. Great. So we have made u the subject of the formula. All right. So guys, don't forget to like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you want to have more great content from us. And friends, make sure you join our WhatsApp group, guys. We are going to leave the link, like I said, in the description of this video for your convenience. When you join, make sure you add your friends to the group. Add your friends that are writing ordinary level, guys, whether arts, commercial, and so on and so forth, guys, technical, add them into the group. All right. So the question 4 is saying that given that the set Q is equal to x such that x is a factor of 18 and r x such that x is a multiple of 3 less than 8, we should list the elements of the set Q, B, R. I should find Q intersection R and draw a Venn diagram to represent the above information. All right. The question 4 wants us to list the set Q. What is Q saying, guys? Q is saying that what it is a factor of 18, right? So we have to list all the various factors of 18. An important note: when listing factors of a number, you start with 1 and end with that number itself, because that number can divide 1 and it can divide itself. So the factors of 18 are simply going to be 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. These are all numbers that can divide 18. Wait, so once you've arrived half of that number, which is 9, the next number that should come should be that number itself. Wait. Now the B part wants us to list the elements of the set R. The elements of the set R are simply going to what x such that x is a multiple of 3 less than 18, right? Now friends, when listing the multiple of any number, you have to start with that number itself. In this case, we are listing the multiple of 3, so we'll start with 3 and keep on adding 3 and going. So when we start with 3, we are going to have 3. We add 3 again, we have 6. Adding 3, we have 9. Adding 3, we have 12. Adding 3 again, guys, we are going to have 15. When we add 3 again to 15, we are going to have 18. But the question said multiples of 3 less than 18. So guys, at this point means 18 is not included, so we end at 15. All right. The next one wants us to find Q intersection R. So friends, Q intersection R are simply going to be those elements that are found in Q and R at the same time. So let's look at 1. 1 is in Q, but 1 is not in R, right? 2 is in Q and not in R. So friends, if you can observe so well, we are going to see that in the set Q, right, we have 3, and in the set R we have 3 as well. We have 6 and we have 6 here as well. We have 9 and we have 9 as well. So the elements that are found in Q and R at the same time are simply going to what, guys? 3, 6, and 9. Great. These are the 3 elements that are found in both Q and R. Now, the D part wants us to draw a Venn diagram to represent this information. All right. So let's have our universal set. So we are going to have our universal set of this form. Great. So friends, since the two sets have elements that are common, we are going to draw them and intersect them. So we are going to have the first set like this in orange color, then we have the other in yellow. So in such a case, we are going to start by filling what the two elements share as their intersection. But first, let's call this set in orange, let's call it set cure, and the other in yellow, we can call it set R. Great. So what they share in the intersection is simply going to be cure intersection R, which the elements are 3, we have 3, we have 6, and we have 9. Great. If we take away the element 3, 6, and 9 from the set cure, which elements are going to be left? We have 1, 2, and 18, right? So here we are going to have 1, 2, and 18. If we take away the elements 3, 6, and 9 from the set R, which elements are going to be left? We have 12 and 15, right? So we are going to come here and fill 12 and 15. Great. So guys, these are the elements that are left. So friends, that's it for this particular question. That is it. This is how you could score all the marks, guys. If there's something you don't understand, like I said, feel free to reach me out in the comment section down below, guys. And like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you're going to have access to all our great content. Let's go to the next question, guys. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Great, friends. The question 5 is saying that copy and complete the truth table in figure 1. This is it. Okay. So guys, let's evaluate this part. We shall look at the other. So now they've given us a table for P, table for cure, and they want us to fill that for negation of cure and P and negation of cure. All right. Let's start with negation of P of cure. Friends, negation of cure simply means that not cure. Okay, that's the opposite of cure. Let's look at the column for cure. Here is true, right? So negation of cure is in that word. Here has to be false. Here is false. Negation of cure is in that here has to be true. Here is true. Negation of cure is in that here has to be false. And here is false. Not cure is in that here has to be true. Great. So that's it. Then P and negation of cure. Keep in mind that the AND statement is true only when both statements are true. Great. That's this inverted V means that it is the AND symbol. It is true whenever the two statements are true only. So it is going to be false if one of them is false or both of them is false. Great. All right. This is, we have P and negation of cure. This is the column for P, right? And this is the column for negation of cure. In the first case, P is true, right? Not cure is false. So here has to be false. Here is true. Here is true. Great. Both cases, both of them are true, right? So here has to be true. Then here, this our P is false, right? And cure is false. So here has to be false. Here is false. Here is true. Here has to be false. It is true only when both of them are true. Great. The question 6 is saying that given the matrices A equals to this, B equals to this, we should find 2A. That is 2 times the matrix A. All right. So the question wants us to find 2A. So friends, each time we are to multiply a matrix by a scalar, all we have to do is to take that scalar and multiply each of those elements that make up the matrix. So by that, we are definitely going to have 2 times 3, which is going to give us 6, 2 times 2, which is 4, then 2 times x plus 1, which is going to give us 2x plus 2, then 2 times 5, which gives us 10. Great. So this is the value of 2a. Okay. Now the B part was also to find the value of x for which 2a is the same as b. Okay. So friends, if 2a is the same like b, it therefore means that our matrix 2a is what we get, right? That is 6, 4, 2x plus 2, 10. That has to be the same as the matrix b, which is 6, 4, 14, y minus x. Wait. So if these two matrices are the same, guys, it therefore means that their corresponding entries have to be the same. So friends, at this point now, we are going to equate the corresponding entries. We see that 6 is the same like 6, right? It therefore means that 2x plus 2 has to be the same like what, guys? 14. So we have 2x plus 2 equal to 14. If we solve for 2x by simply carrying this our 2, this our positive 2, and we put it over to the right hand side. Keep in mind that the sign here is positive. When it goes to the right hand side, it becomes negative. So we are going to have 2x equal to 14 minus 2, which gives us 12. If we divide all through by 2 now, we are going to have x equal to 6. Okay. Now that we have value of x, right, we can get value of y by simply saying that since 4 corresponds to 4, it therefore means that what, guys, y minus x has to correspond to what? 10. So we have y minus x equal to 10. But our x is what, guys? 6. So we have y minus 6 equal to 10. If we carry the negative 6 over to the right hand side, it becomes positive 6. We are going to have y equal to 10 plus 6, which we have y to be 16. Great. So those are the values of x and y. Then now, guys, the question 7 is saying that the table, okay, so guys, this is the table that has been provided. They've given us the values of x and the corresponding values of y. All right, we want to know how to state the relationship that exists between x and y, that is if it's a direct or an indirect variation. Okay, so friends, this relation is going to be a direct variation if when you increase the value of x, the value of y increases as well. Then it's going to be an indirect variation if when you increase the value of x, the y value rather decreases. All right, let's judge, guys. This is the first x value, right? X is 30 here, and the corresponding value of y is what, guys? X here is 3, right? And the value of y is what? 30. So when the x value increases from 3 to 9, what has happened to y value? It has rather decreased. So we can conclude that this our relation is an indirect variation. Okay, it's an indirect variation. Okay, now the B power wants you to find the constant of proportionality and see the value of B. Keep in mind, friends, that B is an x value, okay, because it belongs where, guys? It belongs to the row containing all the x values. Okay, so to be able to get this constant, guys, we have to write some relation which is going to relate the two quantities. So since our relation is an indirect variation, it therefore means that x is inversely related to y. It therefore means that x times y has to be what, guys? A constant. X has to be similar what, guys? A constant over y. That is when we take out the constant of proportionality by simply replacing it with an equal to sign, and we have a constant. If we cross multiply all through by y, we are going to have our xy to be same like k. Now, guys, to get the value of k, now we need to multiply any two x and y, any one x and y value. If you choose the first column, guys, we are going to have our k to be same like our x value is 3, y value is 30. So we are going to have 3 times 30, which gives us k equal to 90. All right. Then now, friends, to get the value of b is an x value, right? So we are going to replace our x in this expression with what? B. When we make when we make our b, which is our x, the subject, we are going to have our b to be the same like k. What is k? K is 90, right? What is y? Y is 15. So we are going to have 90 over 15, which when we simplify, we are going to have our b to be the same like 6. Wait. So guys, that's the value of b. So guys, if there's something you don't understand, like I said, let me know in the comment section down below, friends. I'm going to make you understand it very much more better. So don't forget to like the video, friends, subscribe to the channel. That motivates me a lot, guys. And like I said, make sure you join our WhatsApp group. You add your friends so that they can have access to contents like this. All right, let's go to the next question, friends. Let's go. Okay, the question 8 is saying that given the network graph in figure 2, we should state the number of A we have regions, B we have vertices, C we have edges, and D they want us to prove this relation that the R plus V minus 2 is the same like E. Okay, so friends, the number of regions in this our network are simply going to be these rooms that we have here. Okay, you can simply call the number of regions the rooms. So we have this our first room, so we have this, we also have this, we also have this other room, and we also have the one above, right? So for instance, one interesting part is that we are going to count the number of rooms in this network. So we have 1, 2, 3. But guys, the external surface is also considered a region. So we are also going to have 1, 2, 3, we have 4. Okay, great. So in as much as you're counting the rooms, don't forget to count the external surface because it is also considered a room or a region. Great. So we have 4 regions. So we simplify that, we are going to have 4 regions. Now, guys, B, we want us to get the number of vertices. Keep in mind that The number of vertices is also the same like what, guys? The nodes. Okay, there are some GC questions that are rather going to be asking you to get the number of nodes. It is the same like the number of vertices. All right. So friends, the number of nodes are or vertices are simply what? These endpoints. Okay, the endpoints that are being highlighted in yellow. They are these endpoints. So we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right. So we are going to have 5 vertices. Okay. Now the C power want us to get the number of edges. You can simply call the number of edges the number of arcs as well. Okay, arcs, they are still the same. There are some questions that will be asking you for the arcs. All right. So guys, in such a case, the number of arcs or vertices or edges are simply these lines that are connecting these two, that are connecting any two vertices. Okay, each of these arcs. So we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are going to have 7 edges. So there are 7 edges. Great. Okay, the deeper wants us to show that this relation is true. Okay, let's look at this relation. That is the number of regions plus the number of vertices minus 2 has to give us the number of edges. Okay, so guys, how many regions do we have? We have 4 regions, right? Then we have 5 vertices. So we are going to have 4 plus 5. What is 4 plus 5, friends? It is 9, right? What is 9 minus 2? It is 7. So this gives us 7. And you can see that what, guys? 7 corresponds to what? The number of edges, right? Which has a symbol E. Great. So this is the same as our E. Great. So we have proven it. So this relation is true. So we have come to the end of our proof. All right. The question 9 is saying that given the points O, A, and B with coordinates OO, that's 0, 0, 5, 0, and 1, 4, respectively, we should determine as column vectors the vectors OB, the vectors OB minus OA, and OM, where M is the midpoint of the line segment AB. Okay. So now, friends, we need to know that these vectors have been defined just as vectors. Then the origin has been given as what, guys? 0, 0. So OB is simply going to be what, guys? The distance from O to B, okay, or the distance from B to A, the distance from B to O, okay. Great. So to get this done, our OB as column vectors is simply going to be the vector B. When we write the vector form, guys, we are therefore going to have just 1, 4. Great. So 1 is going to be the I component and 4 is going to be the J component. So if you write it as column vectors, we are going to have 1, 4. Okay. Now the B power also to get the vector OB minus OA. Keep in mind, friends, that our OB is what, guys? Is a vector 1, 4, right? Which is what we have. So now, friends, if we subtract OB and OA, our OB is simply given as what, guys? Is simply given as the vector 1, 4. Our OA is a vector 5, 0. So when we subtract the corresponding entries, we are going to have 1 minus 5, which is negative 4, and 4 minus 0 gives us 4. So we have OB minus OA to be the same like negative 4, 4. Okay. Now, they want us to get OM, where M is the midpoint of the line segment AB. Okay. So, guys, to get this thing done, all we have to do in order to be very precautious is to picture out the two vectors. Okay, let's picture them out. Let's say this is the origin. That is the point where the two vectors intersect. If we call the vector above, let's call it the vector A, and one below, we can call it the vector B. Great. And our AB is simply going to be the vertical. That's the distance from A to B. This is the direction. That's from A to B. Okay. Now, guys, they want us to get OM, where M is the midpoint of the line segment AB. Okay. That's OM. That is the vector from O to M. But friends, let's note that, let's have it as an important note that our AB is simply given as what, guys? The vector OB minus the vector OA. Okay. AB is simply what? The vector OB minus OA. Now, the point M is a midpoint of the line segment AB, right? And OM, it is simply the vector from O to the line segment AB, which divides it into two equal halves. Keep in mind that They said M is a midpoint, therefore means that it divides AB into two equal halves. Now guys, to get the vector OM, let's call the point where this line leaves the origin and touches AB. Let's call this point M, since the equation towards that it's the midpoint. It therefore means that guys, to get OM, it is simply going to what guys? OA plus what? AM, right? Great. So we can simply get it in two ways, guys. In two ways. We can either take OA plus AM, or we can come this other way by simply saying that it is OB. Since we are now coming against this our AB arrow, now it is going to what now? Minus the vector BM. Great. Since for BM now we have to come against this our arrow. Great. But let's use this other first case as by saying that OM is equal to OA plus AM. But friends, what is AM? AM is simply what? Half the distance from A to B, right? Since we have been told that AB is that M is a midpoint of AB, it therefore means that AM has to be what, guys? Half the distance from A to B. So this is going to translate into OM equal to OA plus half AB. But friends, what is our AB? AB, like I said, is OB minus OA, which is the vector that we have here, negative 4, 4. So if we simplify everything and plug in the values, we are going to have OM to be the same like OA is 5, 0, AB is negative 4, 4, so 1/2 of it. If we simplify it correctly, guys, we are going to have our answer to be 3, 2. Great. That's it, friends. That's it. I hope you understood. Now, the next part, that is equation 10, is saying that we should solve the following pair of simultaneous equations. Namely, we have x minus 2y equal to 5. Let's call it equation 1. Then we have 3x plus y equal to 8. Let's call that equation 2. Okay. Now, friends, you notice that there are a number of ways in which we can solve this particular problem. There are a number of ways we can either use the matrix method, we can use the elimination method, the substitution method, or the graphical method. But in this case, to be more accurate, guys, we are going to avoid the graphical method and either focus on matrix method, elimination, or substitution method. At this point, guys, I'm going to eliminate, but I cannot eliminate very as fast as I can. By so doing, guys, I'm going to multiply equation 1 by 3. So that I'm going to have a 3x here, which can cancel with what I have here when I subtract. So I multiply equation 1 by equation 3, guys. I'm going to have 3x minus 3 times 2y is 6y. 3 times 5 is 15. We can call this equation 3. Now, guys, if I take equation 3 minus equation 2, I'm going to have 3x minus 3x is 0. Then, friends, if we take minus 6y minus y, we are going to have negative 7y. Then if we take 15 minus 8, which gives us 7. So if we divide all by negative 7, we're going to have y to be the same like negative 1. Great. Okay. If we now substitute y equals negative 1 now in equation 1, we are going to have x minus 2 into y is negative 1. So we have negative 1 equal to 5. Negative 2 times negative 1 gives us what? Positive 2. So we have x plus 2 equal to 5. If we carry positive 2 to the left hand side, the sign changes from positive 2 to negative 2. We are going to have 5 minus 2, which gives us our x to be the same like positive 3. Okay. So, guys, those are the values of x and y. This is how we can answer this particular question and score all the marks. All right. Let's go to the next question, friends. Let's go. Okay. The next part is based on circles and circle theorem, and it has some part of trigonometry involved. Okay. The question is saying that figure 3 shows a circle with chords AC and BD intersecting at the center P, given that the angle DPC is equal to 86 degrees and AP is equal to 6 centimeters, BP is 8 centimeters. Okay. They want us to find A, the angle theta, B, the angle alpha, and C, the length of PD. So, guys, if you've been solving these questions well, you discover that there is a mistake with this particular C, with the section C. Okay, there's a particular mistake with this our C. Okay, because it told us that these two chords intersect at the center. P means P has to be the center of this our circle, but from the look of things, it cannot be the center. Why? Because if it is the center, means AP has to be a radius and BP also has to be a radius. But guys, two radius must have the same distances, right? They must have the same lengths. But from the look of things, AP is centimeters and BP is 8 centimeters, so they cannot be a radius. Okay, all right. Let's look at the first part. They want us to get the angle theta. So guys, according to our theorems on line segments, we know that what opposite angles have to be the same, right? Theta is opposite to what? 86. That is opposite alternate angles, guys, have to be the same. So it therefore means that our theta in this case has to be 86 degrees. Great. Now, friends, the B part wants us to get the angle beta. Keep in mind that according to circle theorems, the angle subtended at the circumference of a circle is half the angle subtended at the center. So O, the angle subtended at the center of the circle, has to be what, guys? Has to be twice the angle subtended at the circumference. It therefore means that, guys, our beta has to be what, guys? Half of 86 degrees, which has to be 43 degrees. So our beta is equal to 43 degrees. So guys, since the conditions of these two chords intersecting at the point P has failed, we cannot evaluate question C. Okay, we cannot evaluate section this our C part because it has no answer. Yeah, you have nothing to say. You have nothing to say because AP and PB have to be reduced. Likewise, CP and DP, they have to be reduced if that condition is true. But the condition has failed. Okay, it has failed virtually. It has failed, guys. All right. So the question 12 is saying that figure 4 shows a sector of a circle of radius 10 centimeters. Given that the length of picture is 12 centimeters and the area of the sector is 64.4 centimeters squared, we should find the length RQ, B the length OR, C the area of the shaded region. Okay. Now, friends, you discover solemnly that the length of RQ, since we are being told that this is a sector of a circle, it is simply a sector where the radius is 10 centimeters. And friends, a perpendicular line drawn from the radius of that circle straight downward, it needs to partition any horizontal line that connects 2 points along the circumference of a circle into 2 equal halves. Okay, it therefore means that what, guys, that R has to be what, the midpoint of the line PQ. It therefore means that OR divides PQ into 2 equal halves. So if PQ is 12 centimeters, it therefore means that what, guys, that RQ has to be half of 12, which is simply what, 6 centimeters. Okay, that's it, guys. The B part is that the length OR. Keep in mind that the length OR, we are going to get that by Pythagoras theorem. But friends, let's insert the length RQ because we need it. RQ is 6 centimeters. Now, according to Pythagoras theorem, it is simply saying that the square of the hypotenuse, that is the square of the longest side, has to be similar like what, guys? Has to be the same as the square of the sum of the other two sides. Let's call the distance OR, let's call it Y. If our 10 squared is equal to 6 squared plus Y squared, if we make Y squared the subject, we are going to have Y squared equal to 64. Taking the square root, we are going to have Y to be the same like 8 centimeters. Great. Okay. Now, friends, they want us to get the area of the shaded region. Now, friends, let's call the area of the shaded region to be capital A. It therefore means that what, guys, our area of the shaded region, guys, has to be the same like the area of this entire sector minus the area of triangle POQ, right? So we are going to have the area of the sector being equal to the area A has to be the same like the area of our sector minus the area of triangle POQ. Guys, the area of the sector has been given, right, to be what, 64.4 centimeters squared. Then the area of triangle POQ has to be given as what, guys? Half base times height. Our base is the distance from P to Q, that is 12. Our height is OR, which is 8. So we are going to have half into 12 times 8. This gives us 48 centimeters squared. It therefore means that our area A has to be the same like 64.4 centimeters squared, since it's the area of the sector, minus the area of the triangle, which is 48 centimeters squared. If we simplify that, we are going to have an answer of 16.4 centimeters squared. So guys, that's the area of the shaded region. So guys, I hope you understood, guys. If there's something you don't understand, let me know in the comment section down below, guys. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Let's go to the next section. That's the last but not the least. Okay, the last part under section A is saying that given triangle ABC in figure 5 with AB equal to 12 centimeters and BC equal to 5 centimeters, this is it. You should find the length AC and the angle AC to the nearest degrees. All right. So according to Pythagoras theorem, right, since this is a right angle triangle and we have two sides, we need to get the hypotenuse. We can simply apply Pythagoras theorem, which is simply telling us that the square of the hypotenuse has to be similar like what, guys? The sum of squares of the other two sides. We are going to have 12 squared plus 5 squared equal to AC squared. AC is the distance from A to C. All right. So if we simplify that correctly, guys, we are going to have AC squared to be similar like 12 squared is 144, 5 squared is 25. If we sum that, we are going to have 169. If we take the square root on both sides, we are going to have our AC to be same like what, guys? 13 centimeters. Great. So friends, even if you don't know how to solve, you should already know how to, you should already know that 5, 12, 13 forms what we call in mathematics the Pythagoras triple. You also have the Pythagoras triple being 4, 3, 5, okay? They also form the Pythagoras triple. So you should have a hint on what your answer must be. Okay. You want us to get the angle ACB to the nearest degrees. Friends, keep in mind that we could get the angle in about 3 ways, okay? In virtually 3 ways. We can either use sine, cosine, or tangent. But an important note, since AC is the distance you just found, you might not be so sure if your AC is correct or not. So you rather not use sine or cosine because they're going to involve the distance AC, which you might have it not to be correct. To have this question so well, we are going to use tangent, since tangent talks about just the opposite side and the hypotenuse. All right. So if you want us to find the angle ACB, it therefore means that the angle is at C, okay? The center of ACB is at C. So if we call the angle at C, let's just give it a name, angle alpha. It therefore means that, guys, the tangent of angle alpha has to be the same like from SOHCAHTOA. Tangent is what, guys? Opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 12. Adjacent is what? 5. Great. So it therefore means that tan alpha has to be the same like what, guys? 12 over 5. If we take a tan inverse on both sides, we're going to have alpha to be the same like what, guys? Tan inverse of 12 over 5. We simplify that to the nearest degrees. We are going to have answer to be 67 degrees. Great. So that's it, guys, to the nearest whole number. So guys, when punching in your calculator, make sure that your calculator is in degrees, okay? Because if it is in radians, you're going to have a very, very wrong answer. Okay. Now, the next part is saying that, which is question 14, is on inequality. They want us to solve the inequality 3x minus 5 greater than x minus 1. Okay. We are going to simply combine like terms. We are going to carry x to the left hand side and carry minus y and carry minus 5 to the right hand side. So we are going to have 3x minus x, which is greater than negative 1 plus 5. 3x minus x, guys, is 2x. Minus 1 plus 5 is positive 4. So we are going to have 2x greater than 4. If we divide all through by 2, guys, we are going to have x to be greater than 2. Great. So that's the answer. Then now the question 15 is saying that the probability that a student passes in the first sequence examination is 3 over 5 and passes in the second sequence examination is 9 over 10. We find the probability that the student A fails the first sequence, B passes in both sequences. All right. So guys, the probability that the student fails in the first sequence is simply going to be what, guys? 1 minus the probability that the student passes in the first sequence. The probability that the student passes in the first sequence is 3 over 5. So we are going to have 1 minus 3 over 5, which gives us 2 over 5. Great. So we have our answer to be 2 over 5. Then now the B part is in that passes in both sequence. Friends, let's keep in mind that the probability that the student passes in the first sequence has nothing to do with the student passes in the second sequence. It therefore means that the probability of the student passing in the first sequence and the probability of the student passes in the second sequence are two events that are independent. And for independent events, to get the probability that both events occur is to be gotten by multiplying the individual probability. So the probability that the student passes in both sequences has to be the same like the probability of the student passing in the first sequence times the probability of the student passes in the second sequence. We are going to have 3 over 5 multiplying 9 over 10. So this is going to give us 27 over 50. Wait. So that's it, guys. That is it. And guys, this is the end of the section A of the Cameroon GCE Mathematics Ordinary Level 2024, the section A. So guys, that's it for the video. The link to our WhatsApp group will be in the description for your convenience, guys. Make sure you join that group and study like never before, guys. That is it. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. That is going to motivate me a lot.